please just think about, if I was at home and my mom knew I did this, would she cuss me out? And if you think, yes, she would cuss me out, well, then when you think about if, yes, she would cuss you out, think about how bad she would cuss you out. And if she wouldn't cuss you out too bad, then go ahead and do it.
Spending all my days on the west side now. It don't feel the same on the other side now. Young niggas switching up the blueprint right now. Trying to put some love in my own hands right now. Praying that my feeling gonna last a little while.
Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's your girl Marie. Thank you all for subscribing. I know it's not a lot of people who subscribe, but at least now I have a following to say. Today I have for you 10 tips for incoming freshmen. Hope this helps you guys with your first year of college. I remember when I was a freshman, I watched hecka of these videos to help me just find a way, because I was so lost. I was lost and I didn't know what to expect, but these videos really did help me, and I hope that they also help you too. By the way, I am a Georgia State Panther, so if you're going to university or college, make sure you comment down below what college you're going to. Represent your college, because as you can see, I'm representing the state. First of all, I just want to say, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So my first tip on this list is to have a guideline. Have a plan for when you're going into college. You should have had this plan, hopefully, when you were coming from high school. And when I say plan, I know that like a lot of people, they change their majors halfway through college, or by the time they get to their sophomore year, they change their major. Or you just simply don't choose a major at all because you're not sure what you want to do. That's completely fine. You don't have to know what you want to do right now at this point in your life or in your academic career. But what I would do is, if you know that in the long run, like let's say you want to go to medical school, you know that some medical schools, they require you to have community service hours, have done some type of internship, have taken certain types of classes. So have a plan, look at what you need in order for you to get to your end goal. You don't want to graduate college and then you're like, what am I gonna do? And then you're like, oh, I need community service hours. I didn't know that. You should have researched that. And just set out a plan. Choose, clubs that you might want to join. Join some clubs. Do some community service, community hours, not service. Because I think that's like when you do something bad, and Chris Brown had to do that. You didn't do anything bad. You know what I'm trying to say, right? I mean, like, you had to do that in high school too. Like, you had to get community hours. I forgot what they called them. I think they're community hours. I don't know. I'm gonna start rambling. But just make sure you have a plan set out for yourself, for your career, for your educational career while you're in college. Don't just go in there blindly, because most of the time when you end up going in there blindly, you lose your way. Then you start taking classes you don't even need. You're taking art 101 and your major is supposed to be biology. Explain that to me. Unless it's a summer class. When you get to college, you will be meeting all types of people from all types of life. You'll be meeting 25-year-olds. You'll be meeting 16-year-olds. Some people graduated from high school very early. Some people graduated from high school very late. Some people are coming back to college. You'll meet 30, 40-year-olds who are just need to advance their education. So my advice to you is focus on you. You alone, and you matters. Let me tell you why. Because if you get so distracted with everything that's going on, with what everybody else is doing, it's going to affect you and your academic performance. And I can speak that for myself. My first year of college, it went smoothly. It went wonderful, awesome, great, enthusiastic, groundbreaking, all A's, awesome.
talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before, unafraid to reference or not reference, put it in a blender, shit on it, vomit on it, eat it, give birth to it.
But my second year was rocky. It was rocky because I worked a part-time job. Every year that I've been in college, I have worked a part-time job. But this year I had, started a new job and it just wasn't working out with my schedule. And I got so depressed about my performance that I was showing in school that I dropped all my classes and I was like, I can't do this. And I almost didn't go back to college. And the reason why was because I thought about people who I graduated from high school with, and I was just like, well, they're gonna graduate a whole year ahead of me, so what's the point now? I was really thinking like that. I was really thinking that these people matter, and I have not even spoken to these people in years, so why should they matter to me? You shouldn't look at, oh my gosh, Susan studies like this, so I'm gonna study like that. No, you find what you want to do. Or Eric has all A's in his classes, but I don't have all A's in my classes. That don't got nothing to do with you. You don't have to have all A's in your classes as long as you're doing what you need to do, as long as they're not F's. C's, sometimes you make a C in college, and it's okay. That's okay. It's okay. But don't come here to fail. Just know, don't worry about what the middleman is doing or what the next man is doing. Worry about yourself. Okay? That's the most important thing. Tip number 3. Use your time wisely. I cannot stress this enough. You need to have a schedule, especially if you have a job while you're in college. Having a planner, having a set schedule for you is the best thing you can do ever. Just sit down one of these days and get a piece of paper. It doesn't even have to be a planner, which is what I'm going to tell you to get next, but it could be a piece of paper for right now. You could grab a piece of paper and say, okay, well, I know that I have to work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I have Saturday, Sunday off. Hypothetically, what you want to do is you want to schedule, okay, I have algebra at 1 in the afternoon. So I'm going to put that down. So I won't be able to come to work this day, right? That's on Mondays. And then on Wednesdays, I have chemistry and math, so I can't come to work on these days. So once you finish your schedule and you look at your schedule, what you have to do is you have to see what am I going to study in between these breaks, in between my classes, between my job, because once you leave school, you're going to go to your job. That's what I did. I always went to work after I was done with my classes, so you want to just look at it and just be like, okay, so once I'm done with this, what am I going to study? What am I going to do that? Because guess what? I have to wake up at 10 the next morning to go to my 1 o'clock class. So what am I going to study? You need to set that out. And if you don't want Sundays and Saturdays off or whatever day else you have right now, let me tell you something. Education comes first. When you're inside of college, your education comes first. You need to go up there. Don't be scared. Go to your manager, HR, whoever, and tell them, hey, I need these days off because I have classes these days and I need to study. Simple. And if they ask you for your class schedule or anything like that, decline it. Just say, I don't have to show you my class schedule. I just know that I need these days off. You can see my ID. You want to see my school ID. Just know I have these classes at this time. Along with that, I would say you need a planner. You need a planner because you'll be taking upwards to 6 classes, and each of those 6 classes will have 2 assignments due every week. If you don't have a planner, you're either going to be confused or start failing. It's inevitable. You have to have a planner. You have to have some type of to-do list, some type of planner. I would recommend a planner, but some people, they prefer to-do lists and they prefer to do things week by week. However, me, I like to plan out my whole schedule and see when everything is due so that I could just make sure I'm not missing nothing. So have a planner in place. Tip number 4, find your preferred study method. Now, I'm pretty sure you think you know your preferred study method, But what happens is a lot of high school students, they actually don't have a preferred study method. They don't know how to study because in high school, unless you took an AP class, you weren't really required to study. Why? Because every day you would go to school, you would see the same people, the same teachers every day, and they would do a little brush up of what you learned the day before. And they would keep brushing up and brushing up and brushing up. And on top of that, you had a reinforcement of homework. And you would think, well, that's studying, but it's necessarily not. Studying, it takes a lot more to study. And what I would recommend is you go on YouTube and you watch a whole bunch of videos on how people study, what they do. Because when I got to college and I had all of these books and I had math to study for, I had philosophy to study for, I had English to study for, I had psychology to study for, all of this, there was no brushing up when you went to class the next day or the day after that. It was like, okay, yesterday we talked about Sigmund Freud. Today we're going to talk about motor skills. It's totally different. Like it won't even correlate with each other. It'll build up upon what you learned the day before, but it will not be like a connection. You get what I'm saying? So you need to go online, go on YouTube, and I will be posting some videos on how I study. I'll be posting, even though like now I still don't even have a concrete method on how I study, but I will post a video on like how I study. But you could go on YouTube until then, you can go on YouTube and look around and see how other people study, because you'll realize you never actually really studied. Because when you study, you need retention. You need to learn you need to process what you're learning. And high school didn't really give you the opportunity for that. That's why it's always good to take AP classes so you can see what college is really about, you know? Tip number 5. Listen, you paid for it. Use your resources. Please use your resources. Tutoring. They have tutoring. Did you know that? If you you could even ask your advisor. They'll probably tell you, hey, where's the tutoring center so you could get tutored? And guess what? It's free 99 because you already paid for it. It's already inside your tuition. What do you think you're paying for? You think you're just paying professors? You're not just paying professors. No, you're not paying for that food either. Well, maybe you did. You probably did pay for the food. You probably did. If you got like a package, then you did pay for the food. But if not, you didn't pay for the food either. So with that being said, you need to take advantage of the tutoring centers. The library. Did you know that some college students don't even know where the library is? You need to know where your tutoring center is, your library is. You need to know where your advisor's office is. Use them, especially your professor office hours. That's another thing. When professors have office hours, use those office hours. Even if you don't have a question, just go on by there, get to know your professor, say, hey, I'm such and such, nice to meet you, Is that blended? No, it's not. Just utilize your on-campus resources. Really, all it takes is you just asking questions. And I'm pretty sure you could find so many resources and so many things you could use to help yourself in your day-to-day classes. Tip number 6. Please, I'm begging you, do not bite off more than you can chew. I know I said at the beginning of this video, make sure you know what clubs you gotta join, or what, after school curricular activities you gotta do, or, all of that stuff. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't join the gardening club and then join the track team and then join the how to tie your shoes club. There's clubs for everything in college. Join a few. I would say every semester join maybe 1 or 2 clubs, but if you're joining like 5 clubs every semester, you are going to be swamped. And let me tell you something, the track team, the women's whatever team, all of that, they don't care about when finals come. When finals come, you better make sure you're there for practice and you're on time, because you will be dropped from the team. So if you know that you can't take all of that, I would say choose one thing that you like. Choose 1 or 2 things that you like. maybe join one sport and then join one club and do it every semester, and you could just build up your repertoire. Is that the word? College is failing me. I don't know what the word is. Just build up your, how well they know you. Tip number 7, make sure, let me tell you something. When summer comes around, if you're not in an internship, if you're not doing anything that summer, please take some summer classes. It's really beneficial to you. The reason being is because when colleges see that, okay, this person takes summer classes during the summer, they're like, okay, they keep working. They love to keep it going. Now, that's great for your transcript, but for you, it also helps you as a college freshman too. See, with me, every summer I take about 2 or 3 elective classes that I don't really need for my major. I just take them because, well, I get the financial aid money. No, I take them because they really help me to discover other fields that I may be considering, in the long run. Like, I've taken finance classes during the summer. I've taken, this summer I'm taking, what is it? I think it's a criminal justice class. I'm a biology major. I have no business taking a criminal justice class, but I took it because guess what? The justice system inside of America is pretty flawed and messed up. So why not let me learn more about it? Let me, get some extra knowledge. I'm also taking a women's studies class. I've always wanted to take a women's studies class, so I took one. It's just the small things, that you could just take up, and it's a little summer class. It'll probably be about 6 to 8 weeks. Nothing too serious. It won't be that hard. You'll probably have 2 tests, maybe 1 paper. It's super easy to pass those classes. Let's say you messed up during the fall or spring semester. You take a summer class and it helps to boost up your GPA just by a smidgen, because those classes aren't worth as much. So long as they're not core classes. If you're gonna take summer classes, I would take one of those electives. Take art, take theater. I took theater one year. It was very boring. I didn't like it, so now I know I hate theater. But just take these little classes, see what they're about. You can learn a lot. I remember one year I took a perspectives class. It was I think it was perspectives on human expression. I love that class. I learned so much because I'm going in here thinking, oh, we about to learn about humans and life forms, and it was really about animals and how we treat them. And it was great because I was vegetarian. I was so willing to learn about that. So just see what other people are doing inside the other classes. Ask your friends, hey, have you taken this class? Yeah, I took it and I liked it. And always remember, before you take these classes, please go on Rate My Professor and make sure that you actually want to take this class, because a lot of the times, even though it's a summer class, it's a summer art class and the professor will be the worst. So make sure you're not grinding too hard for a class that's just a summer art class, and then you fail it, and now your GPA, somehow when you pass a class with an A, it doesn't really affect your GPA. It goes up a little bit, but when you fail that class, it goes down a lot. I never understood that. So just make sure that you go and Rate My Professor and you check that professor's rating. If it's not, I always say if it's not a 3.5 or above, don't take that professor. 3.5 just means that there was a couple lazy people and they didn't want to do the studying. So yeah. Number 8, read the bulletins. They're all over campus. The little, posters that people put up. Read them. Because I remember one year I was sitting down and I happened to just look up at a wall for the first time ever. And guess what I saw? Child, they was giving away free vacations and stuff. They had pizza parties. They had a lot I had missed because I didn't read the bulletins. I didn't really talk to a lot of people, so I didn't know. So read the bulletins and just make sure that you're not missing nothing. Read the little papers and the announcements. Read. You're in college. Read. When buying books, See, that's the worst part of college. I think the finals aren't even bad. The finals, not even the 20-page papers. Yes, 20-page papers. Those aren't even bad. Let me tell you, the worst part of college is buying the books. When you buy the books, see, look, if you don't buy the books, you could get back like $1,000 in your refund, okay? Once you buy your books, you're getting back like $200. That's how expensive college books are, especially if you're taking like 6 classes and each of those classes need a book. Oh, baby. Sometimes people have to reach into their own pocket to get the book. Let me tell you something. You need to, before you go to that bookstore, before you go to your school's bookstore, look around for cheaper options of the same exact book. You could also maybe go down one, I believe they're called volumes or like generations. Go down like 1 year and you'll save hundreds of dollars. When I say hundreds, I mean hundreds. You could even be saving thousands because they're that expensive. The most expensive I bought a book for was probably like $200+. And here's the twist too. It was an online book. It was an online, I think it was algebra. It was an online algebra book that I didn't need. I didn't need it because my professor, she didn't use the book at all. So I bought a $200 book that we didn't even need. And it was a digital book that I couldn't even touch. So I couldn't even sell it. And the bookstore wouldn't take it back. Because I waited too long to give them, they would have refunded me, but I waited too long. By the time she was like, oh, by the way, guys, we don't use a book. And I was just like, what? Are you serious? Number 10, have fun. Have fun. Go to the games. Go to some parties. But go to the games. I would say if you're a freshman, go to the games. Be careful when you go to the parties. Make sure, just have a friend that you can make that you could go to those types of things with. Because when you get to college, not everybody is your friend, and you can't trust everybody. And a lot of college students, I'm going to bring you back to reality here. I know you're happy. You're going to college. Represent down below, like I said. But a lot of college students get roofied, they get kidnapped. A lot of things can happen. You might be 100 miles away from home. You don't know these people, and these people don't know you. Please be cautious. Don't let everything that you ever learned from your parents go out the window when you get to college. Don't disgrace them. Don't do it. Don't disgrace them. Don't disgrace your father. Don't disgrace your mother and your father, okay? No disgrace them. No go there for disgrace your people and them. Please don't disgrace your family. Please don't do it. Please just think about, if I was at home and my mom knew I did this, would she cuss me out? And if you think, yes, she would cuss me out, well, then when you think about if yes, she would cuss you out, think about how bad she would cuss you out. And if she wouldn't cuss you out too bad, then go ahead and do it. But if you know she gonna lay it in you, then don't go. Don't do it. If you know you don't smoke anything back at home, don't come to college and start smoking. Don't do it, because a lot of the times, sometimes there can be blood tests in college. Did y'all know that? When you're trying to, get into certain programs, they're going to ask, do you smoke? And if you do smoke, you're not getting that internship, baby. So you have to make sure you know what you're doing. Don't let nobody press you into anything. But overall, have fun, go to the clubs, make friends. Be careful with the parties. I haven't ever gone to a party. I've gone to the games, but I've never gone to the parties. I'm too scared as a woman, especially with now they are kidnapping people. The coronavirus kind of brought that down a little bit though. But at one point they were just kidnapping people like crazy. So what I would say is be very cautious. Now I have 2 extras for you. Professors love when you show passion in everything that you do. Don't ever turn in anything that you're not proud of. Let me tell you why. Because if you're not proud of it, it's probably not good quality. Sometimes all you have to do is just tell your professor, hey, I've been working on this for 2-3 weeks now. I know this paper is due at such a time. Literally, I need more time because I'm not proud of what I did here. Just let them know. Another thing too, if you have missed a deadline or something, there's a lot going on inside your life right now. You know, coronavirus is going on. You probably lost your job the other day. Mom is going through it, dad is going through it, little brother's going through it, you're going through it. Everybody in your house is just about to blow up. And it's affecting your academic success. Please go talk to your advisors, talk to your professors, let them know, hey, everything is not going on so great at home. Or, you know, I came here to college, you know, on campus, but I'm finding it so hard to, you know, pay attention and to study and finish my assignments on time. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to professors and I was just like, hey, I'm having a really hard time with this. I need help. I need an extension. I need help. I need a second chance. And guess what? If you tell them from the bottom of your heart, don't lie to them, tell them the truth, they will literally come through for you. And that's why you need to be a passionate student. Be passionate in everything that you do. Because if they see that you put so much work into everything that you do, they would think that, like, okay, well, this is such a good student. I could clearly tell she has a future. She or he has a future. So I'm going to help them out with whatever they throw at me. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I've gone to and just said to my professor, hey, I'm having a hard time here. Can I please have an extension? Can you please sit down with me for a second, help me out, tell me what to do? I'm confused. Literally, if they give you a project or something and you don't understand it, let them know, hey, this is confusing. I don't get it. I need some help. Simple as that. It's okay to ask for help. Nobody's expecting you to know everything. You're a freshman. Even now, I still ask for help. I don't know what's going on. Half the time, I'm not even paying attention in class. I record my lectures. I shouldn't be saying this, but I record my lectures because I don't have the mental capacity to listen to every word that they're saying and to process it right there on the spot. I can't. So it's good to ask questions and really, like I said before earlier on, get to know your professors. Stop by during their office hours. Let them get to know you so that when caca hits the fan, you know exactly, you know, that you could go to Professor Johnson and be like, hey, I need an extension. I'm going through it. And he'll be like, okay, well, you know, I kind of do know you, so I'll give you 2 days. Yep, Professor has looked at me before and he was like, I'll give you 2 days. I was like, okay, I'll take 2 days. So, you know, you gotta be like that sometimes. Okay, last tip. Set up some mantras. Mantras are things that you live by, things that you believe in, things that can help you through your everyday to day. What I did when I got my acceptance letter into college, I wrote a whole letter for myself for when I graduated. And I read that letter from time to time. It was supposed to be for when I graduated, but I always go back and I read that letter whenever I'm feeling like defeated in anything that I do. I go back and I read that letter. I'm just like, okay, this is what 12th grade, you know, high school me was saying. I can only, you know, follow what she says because she had dreams. She has aspirations, and I want to make her dreams and aspirations come through. Even though, because right now, me at the moment, I'm feeling like I don't even want to be inside of college. That's how I feel sometimes. I don't even want to be here. But I have to go back and I have to read that letter. It just helps bring me back, you know, back down to reality and just like realize, okay, well, if you don't go, I don't know how you're gonna make it. I hope you're gonna start a business or something, because you just have to bring yourself back down to reality. So a few of my mantras, I have them right here written down, printed out actually. I have them pinned on my Twitter though, but I'll read them for you because I know you won't follow me on Twitter. I'll read them for you. I have 6 mottos. It says, when you're in the darkness, be your own light. That's from Diddy, and I love that quote oh so very much. It says, number 2, my failure is my motivation. Sometimes you'll fail, and that should be your motivation to do better next time. Procrastination is success's assassin. It's the fruits what is it? The truth is in the the truth is in the pudding, or the fruits is the truth is in the fruits. You know what the truth is at. Okay. Number 4, don't be afraid to take risks. Those risks are those things that I said, that think about what your parents, how bad your mama gonna cuss you out. Take a risk with that. Be unapologetically brave and confident. A lot of the times, even when you write papers, certain conversations and topics that you have to write papers on, you will feel like, should I say this? Just say it. Say it. Just say it. Literally. I've said it many times. But like, I've said things that are just like, here's how I feel about white people. Boom. And I have a straight white man as a English professor. And it is what it is. Don't be afraid. Be confident to say those things, because that's what they want from those papers. They don't want just like a carbon copy. They're tired of reading those boring papers. Pour your heart out. Tell them how you desperately feel about this situation. You know? Number 6, never make them see your weakness. That really has nothing to do with school, but I just feel like when I think of never make them see your weakness, it's kind of like an everyday thing. You know, you have to, whether you're in college or whatever, you have to really put on a brave face every day. That's another thing that ties into being brave. Put on a brave face every day and just show the world that, you know, you're ready for whatever it throws at you. You're ready for it. So just like, here's my mantras. Follow me on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure that you comment down below what school you're going to. Please comment down below. I want to see where you're going to, you know. Like, I always wanted to go to Spelman, and I never applied to Spelman. I didn't ever think I would get in. I don't know why. That's another thing too. You can't doubt yourself. You gotta try for everything. I wish I had tried, but I got into Georgia State, so I'm just as happy because it's in Atlanta. So with that being said, guys, comment down below the schools that you got accepted into and which one you're going to. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And you're beautiful. Don't let anybody ever tell you any different. Goodbye, guys. Hi guys, this is Editing Marie. One thing that I totally forgot was to congratulate the 2020 graduates. Me and Tyler would like to congratulate you all. You guys are so brave. Congratulations. You guys are so brave and awesome, and I'm proud of all of you. And don't let not walking across the stage invalidate everything that you've done in high school or college or whatever. You guys, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. And I hope that you have a wonderful freshman year. Bye, guys.